I didn't ask for anyone to die. That's the first thing I need to say. I didn't order a hit. I didn't type anyone's name. I didn't even know who the victim was. All I did was pay $50. And 7 days later, a man was found dead in a city I've never been to, in a way that matched something I'd seen on my screen. Something I was never supposed to see. This story doesn't end cleanly. There are no easy answers. People liked to pretend curiosity is harmless. That as long as you're just looking, nothing bad can happen. That's a lie. I wasn't bored. I wasn't trying to be edgy, and I wasn't looking for violence. I was looking for proof. Proof that the stories weren't exaggerated. That the dark web wasn't just drug markets and fake horror myths made up for clicks. I wanted to see the line. The exact point where the internet stops being information and becomes something else. So I prepared. I installed what everyone tells you to install. I followed the safety guides. I told myself that knowledge was protection. That was my first mistake. Most dark websites are boring, empty forums, outdated markets, scams pretending to be dangerous. Then there was this one. No banner, no logo, just a black page with white text and a single sentence. Observe, do not interact. Below it, a list of timestamps. No explanations, no links. Just dates, times, cities. At first, I assumed it was fictional, some kind of role-play experiment, until I Googled one of the dates and found a local news article. A fatal hit and run. Same city, same time window. Coincidence? Once, twice as unsettling. By the fifth match, my hands were shaking. At the bottom of the page was a locked section, blurred text, redacted blocks, and one line underneath, access, $50, non-refundable. No explanation of what you'd receive, no promises, no threats, just access. This is the moment where most people claim they'd close the browser. They're lying. I told myself I was paying for information, for archived data, for some sick art project. I paid, the page refreshed, and the warning disappeared. What I gained access to wasn't gore. That's important. No blood, no screaming, no videos of violence. Instead, it was planning, schedules, environmental conditions, probability charts. One document stood out. It was titled only with a date, 7 days in the future. Inside were mundane details, weather forecast, local traffic congestion patterns, a list of public events in one city. At the bottom was a single line, outcome likelihood, 87%. No explanation of what the outcome was. I logged out. I didn't sleep that night. Over the next few days, I checked the news compulsively. Nothing happened. Then slowly rationality crept back in. I told myself I'd overreacted. That predictive analysis wasn't causation. Then, on the 7th day, a headline appeared. A man killed during a routine commute. A freak coincidence. A chain of small events that lined up perfectly. The city matched. The time matched. The weather matched. I opened the site again. The date was gone. Replaced with a single word. Resolved. I didn't message them. They messaged me. A private inbox notification appeared without warning. No greeting. No explanation. Just a question. Did you observe? I didn't reply. Another message arrived minutes later. Observation implies participation. That sentence still bothers me more than the death itself, because it suggested something terrifying. that the transaction wasn't about payment, it was about consent. I started researching predictive crime models. What I found was worse than superstition. Algorithms already exist that can forecast violence hotspots. Insurance companies use them. Cities use them. This site wasn't causing deaths. It was identifying situations where death was statistically inevitable and selling early access to the certainty. The $50 wasn't for a crime. It was for knowledge you weren't meant to have. And once you knew, you were complicit. I reported it anonymously. Nothing happened. The site is still there because no law was broken. No commands were given. No actions were ordered. No names were entered. Just probabilities. And a quiet question. If you know something will happen and do nothing, are you innocent? I never paid again, but I still think about it. About how cheap certainty was. About how easily morality collapses when responsibility is diluted. And about how many people have already paid not to kill someone, but to know. Because once you've seen the outcome early, you never really go back to being a bystander. Thanks for watching. This is Dark Trace.